So we are here today to talk about fitness conferences. We love them. Now, what do we do that with all that knowledge, with all that information, with all that choreography? We just came off Virtual Fitness Fest a couple weeks ago. And so we thought it would be a great topic. And we've got three lovely panel speakers who are going to talk about that. My name is Janice Jaicks. For those of you who don't know me, I am the owner and founder of the FitnessFest Conference and Expo. And we are in our 23rd year. We just went through 2 virtual conferences and we are almost ready to launch and open registration. As a matter of fact, our goal is May 15th to open registration for our live event in person at the Sheraton outside of Phoenix, Arizona. So we are excited about that. So here's a few more people coming in. So I'm going to let everybody in. Everybody say hi in the chat. Apologize for the delay. We had a glitch with that, one of the links for whatever reason. So please say hi. Tell us where you're from. Tell us if it's your first time. I recognize a lot of names. Oh, Maggie is under the name of Wyatt. So I recognize you. You can run, but you can't hide. Maggie. So again, a couple people just hopped on, so I'm going to repeat that. Fitness conferences, we know we love them. What do we do when we come back home or when we go back to our classes? And what do we do with all that information, all that knowledge, all that choreography? Sometimes it can be super overwhelming. So we're going to talk about that. I'm Janice Jaicks, the owner of the FitnessFest Conference and Expo. I will tell you a little bit more about our live event and a couple other things that are happening, including a live in-person aqua event that's happening May 23rd. But without further ado, I am going to introduce our speakers, make sure there's nobody else to admit because Gretchen is busy sending all the links again. So I am going to introduce Karis Zimmerman is an APA certified personal trainer and group exercise instructor, Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education, Integrative Corrective Exercise instructor, owner of ZimFit Personal Training up in Flagstaff, Arizona, and has been in the fitness industry for 14 years and a teacher at heart. FitnessFest, Karis is a longtime FitnessFest attendee, and the past 2 virtual events, I think that was it, has been a staff person and one of our premier staff people. So thank you, Karis. And she has 3 boys, a baby boy just born, was it December?
January.
So she had to escape and is at, somebody else's house so that she does not get interrupted. So we appreciate that. Thank you, Karis. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
And then we have Stacy Braithwaite, and she is a mother of 5, and we don't know where her children are, but hopefully somebody is watching them. I'm just teasing. And Stacy has been a longtime FitnessFest attendee. She has a bachelor's degree in health promotion, currently works at the club at Prescott Lakes Athletic Center. She lives in Prescott. She teaches stability ball, aquafusion, and she's a personal trainer, ACE certified as far as group fitness, personal training, and health coaching. I think if I remember, Stacy, you just recently got your health coaching certification. You can tell me when you hop on. Also certified at TPI, which is golf fitness, and AEA water aerobics. And she loves hiking and biking, and what other place to do that is in the Prescott region. Longtime FitnessFest attendee, and also she just came off of our goal attainment program, a 10-week goal attainment program. So a real go-getter as well. Thank you so much, Stacy, for taking the time and out of your busy life and five kids schedule to join us. And then we have Joella Hopkins, Vice President of Group Fitness for EOS Fitness, which is the fastest growing fitness chain in the world. Woohoo!
United States.
Oh, okay. It says world.
Close enough.
It's our world. That's all.
It's our world. Yes.
It's our world. And I think was it 54 clubs? That's the last I heard.
57, soon to be 58 next week. So
Wow.
we tripled in the last 2 years. Yeah.
It was just crazy. I mean, through COVID, you were still open up. It's just a great, EOS is one of our sponsors for FitnessFest. Joella is a FitnessFest presenter. And she was actually a presenter for FitnessFest. We don't even remember what year. It could have been 10 years, could have been 15, for Body Pump, when you did Body Pump for us, right?
Yeah.
So, and she lives in San Diego, California, and has been in the fitness industry for 30 years in all areas of teaching, training, and management. So thank you, Joella, for taking your beach evening and day 4 of your fast. This will take your mind off of it.
This will take my mind off it. Oh, and I love dogs, wine, and God. Just FYI, those are my personality traits.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. That's an add-on. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right. So we're going to share these questions with our lovely panelists. And the first question is, after you've attended a fitness conference, how do you implement your new stuff? Karis, you want to start us off with that?
Sure, thanks. So you guys leave a fitness conference in complete information overload. And maybe it's over the course of the weekend. So by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, now it's Monday, you have no brain cells left. And maybe you're physically drained. So I always suggest to take off Monday or take off a day post-conference. Maybe you're traveling and you need to anyway. But if you do that, you're going to be able to recoup a little bit physically, mentally, and also then be able to absorb some of the information you got out of that conference. And my goal when I come back is to always look for those key factors that I'm taking away from a fitness conference. This is what's going to help you implement everything you learned into maybe the next year of classes or as a trainer with your clients. And it's going to help you develop. So I would always suggest that you take off one day if you can. And then what are those key takeaways? I like to choose 5. You might have more than 5. You might have a load of information, but can you break that down into about 5 key things that you want to be able to implement in the next week? And then you're going to be able to set up a framework for what you plan on programming for your clients or for your class in the next 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks out of that information. And those 5 key factors could be anything from a latest research study that was just eye-opening, a nutritional update, probably some exercises, obviously, because you're going to be getting a lot of demo information, maybe a new exercise program, and then some new cues that you picked up, and then maybe a corrective strategy or some new assessments you want to add in. Those are the things that are going to help set up your class, not only in the next week, where you can pop some of that information into classes that you're already teaching. You're not going to change your entire program of what you teach, but you're going to come in and maybe offer that in a warm-up or in your cool down stretch segment. And then that's going to then help you set up your next 3 to 6 weeks or 12 weeks. How are you going to implement that? Usually those few tips and a nutritional update might help you in a HIIT class, for instance, set up for the next 12 weeks, how you plan on getting that person, some homework that's going to help them achieve some nutritional goals on the side that might help with that fat loss. So these are things that I like to implement in the next week, but start with taking a day off so you can absorb some of that information you learned.
Well, thank you. Those were awesome tips. And of course, Karis just came off a 3-day virtual fitness fest. So she's probably taking her own advice as well. So thank you. All right, Stacy, same question. After you've attended a fitness conference, how do you implement your new stuff? So, and Stacy was at our virtual fitness fest as well. And it's just been 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, I love implementing everything I learn. It's amazing. I take notes for every single class. I mostly took water classes this time because I'm starting a new water class and I was subbing for someone else's class on Monday. So basically I went from my notes that evening and put my notes onto my paper that I use with the music. So I went directly from my drawings, my stick figure drawings, and copied them onto the paper that I take with me to teach the class. And then for my clients, I pull out their folders, and I put notes in each client's folder, something that I thought might help them. The other way I implement what I've learned is I go directly to the websites for people like James Patrick. He offered a 30-minute free consultation. I went on his website immediately, signed up for his consultation. Free anything, I go online immediately and sign up. Instagram, everybody who gave their Instagram out, I clicked on it that evening and added them to my Instagram. So that's how I implement it the same day. Otherwise, I'm going to forget.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Awesome. Yeah. That's really great. More great tips as well. Thank you. Joella, how about you?
I'm going to speak from two perspectives. One, as me as an instructor, because even in my position, I still love teaching, and I thrive on that. And then I'll talk from the vice president of EOS perspective as well. So when I go personally to a conference, one of the biggest things I used to make the mistake of doing when I was a lot younger, I would go, obviously step is my thing. That's something I thrive on it. I love it. And I would try to take an entire routine verbatim, go back to the gym and try to teach it. And it would be a cluster, you know what? And to me, trying to be or teach like the presenters should not be the goal as an instructor. What you should be doing, kind of what you guys were saying earlier, is to take bits and pieces of each seminar or each class, maybe implement one new thing every week so that you don't feel overwhelmed and you have time to practice and to really perfect your craft there. The other thing, as an instructor, I tend to take things that I already love, which didn't really get me out of my comfort zone and didn't help me learn new things that were out there. If I thought I didn't like something, I just wouldn't go to the seminar or the lecture or the masterclass. Now, as an instructor, I really look forward to going to things that I've never done before so that I can learn something new. I feel like I've been doing the same stuff for so many years. I'm now looking for that new thing. And as my role as VP, I obviously am trying to find out what my instructors like. So when I go to a conference, a lot of my instructors are already at that conference. They love FitnessFest. You'll see EOS instructors everywhere. And I take their feedback. What did you love? What was your favorite one? And that's when we start implementing new programs based on the instructor feedback. I'm always looking for new stuff. I'm not going to ever say our schedules are going to stay the same forever. Whatever's the latest and greatest, I'm willing to give it a go, but I need to have buy-in from the instructors. So when I go to these kind of conferences and I get the feedback from them, I get back to the gyms and I start recruiting people to teach, and we set up a training. We launch these new programs in our gyms. That's my goal. That's what I want to do when I go. So, yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Good stuff. I love it. I love it from all three of you. I'm going to just add a couple things about me. And of course, when I am in it with my own Fitness Fests, it's a little different because it tends to be a little bit more stressful. But I still come off on such a high because look at the energy all over the place. It just, like what we've done and what we are together as a tribe, as a community is just so exciting. And the energy is just amazing. And if I go to another conference, IDEA is my favorite conference, and I really go for the networking because of what I do, as far as because I'm the founder of FitnessFest, and I like to steal booths and sponsors and stuff like that. Yep, I just said that out loud. I hope nobody from IDEA is here. But, I have meetings with people. But when I come back to my water fitness classes, which is what I teach, even if I've taken not one water class, they think I did, and they're like, oh my God, you went to a conference again, because I come back with so much motivation, remotivation, new energy that and we all need that as instructors, especially now that we're going to get back to an in-person one. The virtuals have been great, but the energy of the in-person I know you guys all know it who've been to a live conference, it just fires you up. So that's That's how I come back from them. So, all right, great stuff, guys. I'm going to go on to our second question. I got to turn this computer on again. Okay, we are going to start with Stacy on this question. What do you look for when choosing a fitness conference? Do you look for formats? Do you look for speakers? So go ahead, Stacy. Why don't you start us off with this?
Usually when I sign up for classes, I look for both something that will help me personally, as well as something that will help my clients or my class. I focus on what I'm teaching, and also the clients that I have, which are older clients and golfers. So I usually focus on them. And then of course I love to take something that helps me personally to grow in my own life. So that's what I focus on.
All right, great. Thank you, Stacy. How about you, Joella? What do you look for?
I definitely look at who the presenter lineup is, because I know most of them. And I look at what kind of, offerings there are. Does this spark an interest? Again, I have to keep going back to EOS Fitness. Would these programs that I'm seeing, or these lectures or these seminars, help EOS Fitness? So I'm looking at it with that hat. And, I've been to many, conferences over the years. And I know the ones that are run well, that are organized, where you get the support, where it's fun. I mean, some fitness conferences are not fun. And FitnessFest, just so you know, Janice, is very fun. You're right. So, there's a million conferences out there, and I will only promote certain ones with the instructors that I know are top-notch quality, and FitnessFest is definitely one of them. So thank you for what you do, Janice.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. And I didn't make her say that. And that reminds me, no wonder you think it's so fun, of the workshop that you did. I think it was probably the last live event.
Yeah.
And it was a workshop, and there was all this music blasting, and it was like when the personal trainer meets group fitness or something. And I walked in there, and not only was everybody dancing and having a good time, but they were drinking.
Yeah, it was the last seminar of the day, and we brought in wine at the end of, it's like towards the end of the lecture. But we just busted out some music, and everybody got in there and danced, and it was fun. If it's not fun, there's no point. Even though you're learning, it should still be fun.
Right, exactly. And by the way, everybody, there will not be drinking, but it just happened to be a couple sips at the end of the day. But just the music and the dancing was fun. So, yeah. All right, Karis, how about you?
Also, I think what Joella was saying about coming from a managerial perspective, I've managed a gym for many years. And when you're looking at that program, I want my instructors to want to be taking things that are challenging them. And we all get stuck in this box as instructors or trainers where we really know our craft and we're really good at a certain thing. And so we just keep staying with it until it becomes monotonous. And so people aren't going to a conference and taking sometimes enough things that get them outside their box. And so I always am looking to challenge myself. I always take classes that maybe are not what I teach, or are something I would like to teach. And then of course you're going to take classes and seminars on nutritional updates and the latest research on health and wellness. But I really try to stay away from taking too many of the classes I know I already am good at. Because yes, I need the CECs, but I'm not there to just take classes. I'm there to grow. And that's why we go to fitness conferences, is that we want to grow. And we want to get outside of the box and outside our comfort zone and try things that maybe will give us new cues that we never thought of using. But that is our purpose. And from a managerial perspective, it was always what I wanted out of my instructors or out of people that you hire. You want them to want to grow, because that's what keeps us in the fitness industry for 14 years or 23 years, or it keeps our passion for why we do this, is to continually challenge ourselves and try new things. So I really think that you have to find balance between taking classes that you need for classes you currently take, or teach or clients you currently train, but where can you take your career? Where are you going to perform next? And I mean, that's fitness conferences for me are why my career is lasted so long, or I would have left a long time ago. So that's something I would like to add, is just to make sure you're challenging yourself in something new and fresh.
I love it. And FitnessFest has so many new formats this year, and not only the formats, and I like what you guys said about going out of your comfort zone, getting out of your box and growing. And what I see in not just, I certainly see in FitnessFest, and we have tried to do this during COVID and in September. And I think that we all, as human beings, as instructors and trainers, but also as human beings, I think a lot of us over the past year have reflected, and whether we've shifted or whether we've just reflected about what is important, I believe that self-improvement and self-growth has just gone rampant, and as it should be. So changing for the better, changing to be a better instructor, a better trainer, but also a better human being, a better mom, a better spouse, a better friend, all that. And so I think some of the business courses that we have, we're calling self-improvement, self-development / business, because some of those things, like, for example, of having more confidence in yourself as a person and being in business and all that. So those kind of topics and those kind of things, I also looked for in a conference, is just like those kind of courses is what turns me on, but I'm probably in a little different position than other people, but that just, and I think we're all are looking for self-improvement and self-development. And I think that's a really cool thing. So I just wanted to add that. And then we will move on to Joella. You're going to be our first one to answer. How do you feel? What are your feelings and thoughts on online versus in-person education?
So funny that I get to talk first about this, because this is my main focus right now. I feel very strongly that a lot of gym chains out there are making a huge mistake by jumping full force into just offering the online and virtual classes, because they think that's the future of the industry. I think they're very wrong. I think that you do have to have online offerings, but it's in addition to an extremely strong program in your gym. There is not any online class that takes the place of that personal experience in the gym with your instructor, with the music pumping, and that social aspect for people. So my goal to offer online is to have an on-demand library. We've been teaching live, myself and all my managers, for the last year. We've been teaching live on Instagram and Facebook on our EOS website. And it's great, but the live classes are not what's getting the big views. It's when people go back in their own time and go on the on-demand library, and they take the classes when they're able to. So I want to continue doing that. Having a huge, wonderful library. We've got a year's worth of videos. I'm now going to go and start filming all my instructors in every state, so that they get an opportunity to be showcased as well and spotlighted. But they'll be in the on-demand library, and every week we'll highlight new instructors and new on-demand options. But my purpose for doing that, 2 reasons. One is to get more people trying a class at home that would never, ever venture into a group fitness class. And then they get the guts to walk into a studio and go to the gym and say, hey, I really like that. I don't feel so insecure. I feel more confident walking into the room. That's the number 1 purpose. And number 2, I want to offer something as a perk for our members. If they're traveling, if they just can't make class, they still can go in and take their favorite class from their favorite instructor. Having options of people my members don't know, that, I'm going to have some on-demand options with maybe Les Mills, because, you can't store those and save those. You got to use their people. But to me, the biggest thing for my members is they don't care who those people are. They want to take their Monday night Zumba instructor. And so that, to me, is why we're doing it. And I really feel that the whole goal is to get our classes pumping again in the gym. That is what I care about.
Awesome. Great, Joella. Thanks for sharing all that. Good stuff. Karis, how about you?
Why not both? So something I would suggest is that you're doing one online something. Maybe it's not a full virtual conference, maybe a full weekend of classes, but it's something. It's a certification. It's something just small that you can add in your year. And then a live every year, a live fitness conference at least once a year. And the reason for this is that growth and that development just doesn't happen every 2 years. If when you meet CECs, it's important to help you find your passion every 6 months when you've been taking and teaching and being drained. Coming from a place of teaching, training, mobile training, side hustling, and managing all at the same time, I needed that downtime every 6 months. So maybe it wasn't a virtual event all weekend, but I need that live at least once a year. And I do think that if you really want to refine your skills as an instructor or as a teacher or as a business owner, you have to be putting in the time. And it doesn't have to be every single day, but it needs to be, in the same year that you attend these things. For that growth to occur in your career, or, just to refine your skills or find your passion again. So I would do both.
I love that you said that, and not because I'm like, I would have loved to pay you to say that, because it always kind of kills me when people say, yeah, I don't need my CEC, so I'm not coming. And I get that, like people look at it from a financial standpoint, but how can you really go, like you said, Karis, for 2 years without that remotivation, without that energizing, without that learning something new, whether it's a new format, something new about nutrition, or just that motivation, or just that self-development, self-growth. So I think that is important to mix it up, but to stay on top of your game. And that means just not just your choreography, but your brain and your networking and your community. So I think that's great. Thank you. Stacy, how about you? Online versus in-person education.
Online versus in-person education, or how we teach at the gym, or both?
Whatever you want.
Well, I really like how it's Joella. Joella said that she does the videos and has them on demand. I think that's such a great idea. And I think that's something that I would like to implement at our club. I've taught on Zoom from my home for most of 2020. And now we do both Zoom and in person. So I'm in person with Zoom at the same time. And my ladies love that. We also have, the Facebook Live, another instructor does that. So offering both, I think, is great, especially for people who are compromised. And where I live, it's mostly the older community. I have to say, I absolutely loved FitnessFest, just the online. And I would carry my iPad literally with me all over the house, whatever I was doing, listening all day. It was just so fun. And I absolutely loved it. The in-person, yes, tons of energy. Highly recommend going in person. But if you do both every year, I will join both every year, because it's very much worth it. Very much.
Well, thanks for saying that. And I think that we found out from this 2 weeks ago and from September, because we were so nervous, first of all, of technology working, and second of all, it not being interactive and it being a real drip. But the feedback we got, just like from you, what you just said, was just so sensational. People were saying, I didn't know I'd have so much fun. I didn't know I would like it so much. And then having the recordings afterwards was also helpful to some people too. So I think it's really important that we do both, but sometimes, got to listen to a course online or do something virtual, and then you can do it in the privacy of your own home and in the comfort. And I also like what Joella said about not feeling comfortable, like I had to do high fitness at EOS before COVID. It's like, hello, there's this granny doing high fitness. I should have done it at home first. So, but it's true though. People don't always feel comfortable with that, and it probably does make them feel more comfortable. So it's great.
And to be honest with you, Janice, when I did, the last FitnessFest virtual, and I thought it was a blast. It was extremely well organized and it was fun. I found myself, and this is me in 30 years of group fitness, doing stuff that I would never have done live in person, like, stuff that's really out of my comfort zone. So yes, there's definitely a way to try new things in the privacy of your own home. I agree.
These are really good points that I don't know how much we at FitnessFest have thought about that much, but it's really true. So this is good stuff. So the fourth question, excuse me, I gotta click that on, and we're starting with Karis on this one. What type of feedback and results or outcomes do you get from your clients or students when you return to them after being at a conference?
Well, let me say your clients or your students are not stupid. They know if you are not staying up to date, because with virtual world of everything now, they're getting emails and fitness updates and the latest and greatest in the fitness world. If they're trying to get healthier or trying to lose weight, they're looking and researching for that information. Where can they really get it? From someone who's got the current and most up-to-date information. So, and then if you're not attending every 2 years, you might not be having that most current information. So I would say when I've come back from a fitness conference, I had clients, or even in teaching, they expect you to come back and kill them with a bunch of stuff. I would try to implement it over a course of weeks, but there would always be that joke of, what is she going to do to us now? Because she came back from a fitness conference. But, they also stuck with me for 13 years. Some of those people started with me my very first class and stuck around for 13 full years. And it was because they trusted me. They trusted the information and the source. And so if you're wanting to, bring your clients information they can really use and utilize in their everyday life, they're going to stay with you. And I do think that really comes down to how often you are staying educated and up to date on information. Of course, they absolutely love the latest nutritional updates and the latest research studies. So that's something I think that every time I come back, they want right away. They want it the first day you come back. They want to know that information. And then everything else is kind of like secretly hidden in there. I'm always tucking in, those assessment strategies or a new cue I picked up without them even noticing. But, a large part of why we attend is so that we can refine our own skills, not so much that we can come back and have them say, I just loved that new choreography, because that's always going to change and grow as the industry grows or as you grow.
Awesome. Thank you, Karis. How about you, Stacy?
I just want to say I go to FitnessFest every single year, even if I don't need the CECs. That's just how much I love it and want to be there. So when I come back, my ladies in my class especially know that I've gone, because I talk about it in class, because, we're kind of performing and talking and laughing together while we teach. This last time I came back, I said, oh my gosh, I learned this new thing. Everybody try this. And I show them and they just love it. I also talk about other things I've learned. I took a class called Am I Hungry? And each week I email my class and my clients, and I give them basically what I call a resource. And I put a link to some website of something that I've learned at FitnessFest, or if I haven't gone to FitnessFest, something that I've been studying online, and I put that link in my email to them. So I do that weekly. So that's kind of fun.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, that was with Michelle May. And we're getting some cool comments here, and then I'll ask Joella too. But Linda took tribology with, her name just escaped me. Gretchen. Karina. No, not Karina. Carla
Medina.
Carla Medina. I had it mixed up in there. And Kara said she was volunteering for Country Fusion and it wasn't really her thing, but she's like out of my comfort zone and shit. I saw her dancing in there. So that was cool. So yeah. Okay. Joella, how about you? What type of feedback and results or outcomes do you get when you come back?
Well, I think they can see that you're fired up. Let's just say that, because really it is, you get fired up when you're learning new stuff, and sometimes we just need our spark lit again, and we get into a rut and we feel like, same old. And then you come back from a conference like this and, you are excited, and your excitement radiates to your members. They know they get excited if you're excited. So I like to act excited after a conference, and, we're instructors, but we're also educators. We got to wear our educator hat. So when I learn new things, I always want to educate the members, and they look forward to learning new things. I think the funny thing is, I ask this question to my instructors all the time that don't, keep up with their education or don't go to conferences. Would any of you want to go to a doctor or a lawyer or anybody that hasn't learned anything new in 15 years? I know I wouldn't. So it's like we're experts in our trade. And if we want to stay on top of our game and, really earn the respect of our members, we have to continue to educate, like the lady said. So I'm just piggybacking on that fact. If we don't stay on top of our game, we are letting down so many people that count on us as the experts. So yeah, bottom line, I just think when we show excitement, we're pumped up, we get members that are pumped up. When I get pumped up about a program or something new, my instructors get pumped up. So it filters down. And I think educating, key to being a successful instructor is educating your members.
I like that. And, just like our members, our students, our clients need to be remotivated as well. I mean, it sometimes can get, people can get in a rut, in a grind. And yes, new choreography, yes, new information, new knowledge and all that, but being just more energetic from coming off of a conference, being with what I love is being with like-minded people. Yeah. And feeling the buzz, feeling the high, feeling the natural high of being with like-minded people who are there for the same reason you are, to learn, to grow, to network, to play. And it's just it just gives me energy bumps, goosebumps. So it's great stuff. Well, this is just very good stuff.
Can I add something to that?
Absolutely. We've definitely got time. Please do.
With fitness conferences, this is our chance to take like a practical application of the job. It is at a fitness conference. It's our chance to actually like practically apply and learn to apply techniques and modalities. And so a lot of this is, you're not going to learn this in just your online virtual certification course. There's got to be somewhere where we're going and actually applying it in a practical sense. And that really, just as far as the live conferences is concerned, that's where you're going to do it, is somewhere where you can practice it, with like-minded individuals that are also there for the same reason as you are, and to just hone in on that skill and that technique as a teacher. And then also if we love to teach, we love to learn. So just keep those things in mind when you're looking at your fitness conferences is, do I need a practical application? Yes, you do. And do I need the education or the chance to network and do it, and re-energize? We need both.
We definitely do. And I loved also what you said, Joelle, about the doctor lawyer thing, and if we don't think we're up there with them, actually with their doctors, like our communities need us more than ever. And I've said that so many times in the past 15 months, but really, so for us to be well-educated, well-motivated, and really try to make an impact, we've got to keep growing and keep learning. So keep on doing that, because our jobs are so important, so important. We can change this planet by touching as many people as we can with the things we do with them physically, in a personal training client or a group fitness, but also mentally. And the group fitness instructor and the trainer is so needed for mental health. And that's why we are so super important. And that is why we probably all get paid the doctor and lawyer fees, right, guys?
Sure.
Yeah. I just had to work with a lawyer for this property we're fighting, and they charge $500 an hour. And I got this phone, he charged something for a phone call. I go, you couldn't reach him. Why did you charge this much for a phone call? He goes, well, I spent 15 minutes thinking about the phone call. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm serious. That's what he said. So anyway, we are valuable.
I just want to point out what you just said. In the industry, in the fitness industry, you're going to get left behind, because after COVID, like what you said earlier, people are really doing a lot of self-reflecting. They're doing a lot of comparison between different gyms and programming. If you have a stale, out-of-date program that could have been the same schedule somebody had in the 1990s, you are going to be left in the dust right now. People are looking for more. They're looking for quality. They're looking for variety. They're looking for all the things like what you were saying to make them feel good mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. So, we are definitely seriously needing to stay in the game by, seeing what's out there and the latest and the greatest. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And for those of you listening, if you don't think there's a billion opportunities out there, your back is turned, because instructing, online, in-person training, and business opportunities are rampant. I just cannot believe, certainly in the Phoenix metropolitan area, I see it. And the people I've been speaking to recently tell me how busy they are. And those who want to go for it, and those who want to make a difference, and let's say those who want to make money because we have value and we deserve it, the opportunities are there. And that is I'm gonna let you girls speak, say a few things more if you want to finish up, but I do want to do some shameless self-promotion now, because it leads right into what I'm talking about. So for those of you who don't know, I started a new business because I was bored. Just kidding. I was not bored, but I was just turned on to this 10-week goal attainment program that we just had, my friend Journey Reeves and I, and Terry was part of it, and Stacy was part of it. And it was so much, I don't want to say it was fun, but it was fun, but it was such about self-improvement, self-development. I learned so much, and I started reaching out, researching more, and finding out more. And so I formed Coaching with Janice, and I started a new business for helping. I've been in business for 35 years. I have the FitnessFest, I have the Desert Swim School, on and on. And although there's been certainly let's learn by our mistakes, I can help you with that too, help you not do some of the things that I screwed up on. But I have a lot to offer, and I realized that. And with I did some one-on-one coaching during this, and it's just so rewarding that I just had to take the leap and start this program. And next Thursday, we start a 6-week coaching program. It's group training, and I have pulled in. So if you have a business, or you want to start a small business, or you're thinking about it, I'm telling you the opportunities are there. In this 6-week program, I pulled in. So those of you who are struggling with social media, or like, did you know there's new Facebook rules? Did you know there's new Instagram rules? Do you know the algorithms? Do you know about your finances? Do you know about cash flow? That's a boring subject. Nobody wants to hear about it, but you don't want to put all that time and effort in if you're not charging the right amount, or if you're not understanding your numbers. I've got an expert talking on that. I've got an expert talking about creating content. And I'll be there the whole way talking about, building up your confidence, because we have got what it takes, no matter what service or product you're thinking of. I know you've got it in you to do it. So I'm going to put in the chat. My website is easy. It's janicejaics.com. Please check it out. It's brand new. And for those of you who don't know, my last name is spelled Jaicks, JaniceJaicks.com. Tell me what you think of my website. Sign up for the 6-week program. If you've got a friend, you can use friend 59. It's only $119. That is such a small investment. It's crazy. If you guys know Deborah Atkinson, she was one of our presenters. And when she found out how little I was charging for my one-on-one of my group, she was appalled. So, but I feel comfortable with it. I'm okay. So please check it out. It does start next Thursday, the 13th. So there's my shameless self-promotion. Also, the dates for the live Fitness Fest are September 9th through the 12th at the Sheraton outside of Phoenix, Arizona. It's in Mesa, Arizona. If everything goes well, right, Gretchen, we will open registration next Saturday, the 15th. That's the new tax day, right? The new taxes are due, which I haven't done yet. So it's going to be so awesome to gather together. Joella is one of our presenters, and I know Stacy and Karis will be with us, and of course Gretchen will be with us, and I hope the rest of you will be as well. So check that all out, and I would love to hear any final thoughts from our 3 panelists, and then I'll check out the comments. Joella, any closing thoughts?
No, I just literally want to say thank you. I love you. I've known you for years, and you're just a good person. You do good work. And the cool thing about you, Janice, is you actually have people's best interest at heart behind your work ethic. And I love that. And I think that we need more people like that in the industry. This is not a competition. This is not, who does what. We're all in this, and we're all just trying to get people moving, make people feel good about themselves, and get them healthy. And if we all have that mindset, there's plenty of room for all of us, no matter what we're doing or where we work, to do it together. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that. Thanks, Joella. Good to have you on again, and it'll be fun to be together at Fitness Fest in September. So,
wait.
Yeah. Karis, any closing thoughts?
I've said this to you privately, but there's something about Fitness Fest where you guys always have the right presenters at the right time and the right content for the right moment. And it's such a close-knit, family-oriented sort of feel at Fitness Fest. And Linda was super excited, saying, she can't wait to be at live. And there's some other people that it'll be the first time at live. And just know that live conference is going to feel completely different than a virtual experience. I mean, the virtual is super fun, but a live conference, you get to meet these presenters, and you think, that they're coming in and they're going to be over the top. And a lot of times you go in and find that, like Joella said, we're all in this together. That presenter wants to have banter with you and have back and forth and idea sharing. And it turns into this just meld of and flow of information between each other. And you're sitting next to somebody who's telling you a little bit about where they teach and what they do. And the networking, it's just all family oriented. And so you're going to feel that in a live conference. Where you sometimes can't feel that in the virtual experience, you absolutely are going to have that, with people, and walk away with a lot of contacts and new friends and new commitments, like volunteering.
Great. All right, Karis, thank you. Any closing thoughts, Stacy?
I just want to say I'm excited to take your 6-week course. I feel like I have so much to learn. And so I'm like a sponge. Anything I can learn, I'm going to try to learn. I've always loved the in-person Fitness Fest, but this one in particular, being at home and being with my family, I often didn't turn on my camera because during the keynote speaker, I was putting away the laundry and carrying my iPad around the house. And during another talk, I was cooking dinner. So I had it off, and my kids were there with me, and I'd say, I'm trying to listen. And then sometimes I'd sit at the computer, and while I was listening to the presenter, I had ideas, and I was just typing as fast as I could on my computer, the ideas that were given to me. So That's it. I love FitnessFest.
I love it. Thank you so much. And I know you were in the goal attainment program. You're signed up for the 6-week program. So always growing and always finding, people say they don't have time. I mean, I don't know if anyone's busier than having 5 kids and running your business as well. So I think we make time for the things that are important to us. So I think that's great. Thank you for that. So,
and everybody has to take my STEP workshop at Live Fitness Fest. I expect to see all of your faces there. So
that's right.
Here's my little self-promotion.
There you go. Plug it, baby. Yeah, it's on the schedule. STEP. Bring your leg warmers.
Oh, and the one other plug is Body Confidence. My team created their own branded programming, and this is all about, I love step 2, Susan. It's all about, it's called SAS, that's our acronym. Sensuality, what is it, sassiness, oh my God, simplicity, attitude, and then there's, self-love. So bottom line, it is all about what you were saying. I'm trying to get our instructors to get away from the type of cueing like washboard abs. Are you ready for your bikini body?
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm making it more about, God, don't you feel strong? Like, look what you did today. You rock, it's amazing what you're capable of, or you did so good. I'm so proud of you. That type of cueing, versus how somebody looks. So, lots of changes in the industry now.
It's really true that's what the true, I don't want to say good, but solid instructors and trainers, that's I don't want to say the new theory, but that's where we're going, because that is really what it's all about, coming from the heart and making people feel good about the things they put in the body and the things they do for their body and their mind, not saying, oh, you got to burn off that big dinner. And like, we don't say stuff like
no
that.
Guilt.
Shouldn't say that, stuff like that anymore. So that's a good point there. So great. There's a couple, Joella, there was a question for you from Susan. What format do you use for your on-demand videos? Do members pay for it?
We are, right now, our on-demand is free to all of our members and the public. So you could go onto our EOS Fitness website and you can go, all of you, on demand and check out all of our videos that are on there. The live classes, we used EOS Fitness website and added that on as an additional account, and we were going live on Instagram and Facebook on the EOS site when we were teaching live. But yeah, we're going to be moving that to on demand for our members only at some point. But right now, you guys go in there and get some ideas, or whatever, and you can see all the classes by category.
Okay, cool. Let me see if there's any other questions. Great. And then Gretchen put the hotel link in there. The hotel link is already open, and we've got lots of rooms, but they limit us on double queen. So it's very inexpensive to share a room. So if you just book a hotel room, even if you're not 100%, because you know how that is, you can always cancel, but you wouldn't want to do that. So the link is there. We'll follow up in an email on that. Look next weekend for, Look next weekend for the Fitness Fest Live registration. We have got so much cool stuff. We've got, of course, Joella's Step. We've got lots of holistic nutrition, gut health kind of stuff. We've got TRX, which I'm so excited about. We have got active aging. We've got lots of aqua in person, in the water aqua. Oh, speaking of that, May 23rd, you should share this with your EOS people too, or we should just do a training at EOS too. But we've got a full day of aqua training in Chandler on May 23rd. We've already, like the first week I had like 20 people sign up. So it's a huge pool. So we're not closing classes. We're gonna cram them in because we can even social distance. We can be 6 feet apart and have 40 people in there. So check that out. Go to the website at fitnessfest.org/aqua You'll
Can
find
you
it.
send that to me in an email separately and I'll forward it out to my team, Janice?
Yeah, I will for sure. Okay, any other closing comments from anybody else? This has been fun. I'm sorry if anybody struggled getting on. There was an odd thing that happened with the link, so thanks for your patience. And thank you to Karis, Stacy, and Joella. Thank you to Gretchen for helping out, and thank you for everybody who listened in. This is the Fit Pro Connection. Is always so fun. We've been doing it now for over a year. We used to do it every single week, and now it's kind of every other week. But we got to get back on in a momentum because people, look forward to it. So any topics you guys would like us to talk about, please put that in the chat or email us anytime. Email me anytime, because we're looking for different speakers and different topics. And since we've been doing it for over a year, I don't want to say we're running out of ideas, but we want to give you what you want. So tell us what you're looking for. So.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.